everybody. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I don't know how long this stream is going to be because I'm kind of tired. My arthritis is acting up in my hands and feet. Walking around here like I was on The Walking Dead or something. And then, just not feeling that great. So, I'm not sure how long I'll be doing this. Today, anyway, at least. I'm just not feeling up to it too much, but I thought I'd do a little stream anyway. And then finding out about my brother, my oldest brother. See, I haven't heard from them in quite some time. Because the last time I called them, well, actually, I called the local police department to have them do a wellness check on my brother and sister-in-law. And because their phone was either off the hook, because they have a landline, and my brother's cell phone was filled up, so I couldn't leave a message. Excuse me. Because it was either off the hook or nobody answered it. And they came back and told me that they were both doing okay. This was like over 2 years ago. The winter of 2023. And they said that he would call, my brother would call when he felt like it. Well, I figured I'd let enough time pass. I haven't heard from them. And I found out that when I called, their caretaker answered, the caregiver. And then I spoke to my sister-in-law, and she's the one that told me that George was in hospice care at home. And we all know what that means. She was almost in tears when she told me that, because she doesn't know how long he's got. But he can be pretty stubborn, so both of them can be, so hopefully he'll hang on a while. I don't know. But let's see who's going to be first to show up. I see there's 2 people watching. 9 people are watching. Well, I may only do this for maybe an hour. Like I said, my arthritis is acting up in my hands and my feet, a little bit in the left knee. Hi, Bryson Smith. Well, as I've been explaining, my arthritis has been acting up. I don't know why I've been taking my medication for it, so I don't know. And not good news about my oldest brother. He's my last sibling because my other brother passed away in 2022. And yeah, as far as immediate family goes, he's the last one. And being in hospice care, we all know what that means. That means that the end is, usually around the corner. Hi, CE Cruz. Are both of you over 18? Because I put this as not for kids. Five people. Oh, hello, Ione, Nell. Hi. I hope you're all over 18. Could you please answer? Hi, Vegan X. welcome to my channel. Well, that's good. You're 29. Good. Because I don't need any problems with kids being on here in case of what I talk about. Like, I try to educate people about veganism and the horrors that go on, not just in the quote-unquote food industry, but because animals are not food, they're not clothing, they're not lab tools or toys or trends or entertainment or anything else that exploits them. Well, my favorite color, I'm kind of partial to purple. But I like the cool colors, like, you know, the blues and purples and greens mostly. But I do like yellow. Yellow is a cheerful color. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, vegan X. I added you as a moderator. See, I do that from my end. So you'll get, your name will be in blue and you have a blue wrench. It can help deal with any trolls. As long as people are vegan, they get the blue wrench. But yeah, I'm just not feeling up to doing much today. Usually do a couple hours or sometimes 3. I think the longest I ever did was a 4-hour or 3.5-hour stream. But today I'm not feeling up to it really, with the arthritis kicking in. You see, you got a blue wrench. That means you're a mod. And then with my brother too, my oldest brother, they live up in New Hampshire. And I don't have a car. And I Googled to find out how much, because my sister-in-law offered to pay for a train ticket up. But it requires more than one train. Because where I live in Connecticut, I'd have to catch the Metro North to New Haven and get the Amtrak going north. And it goes through Massachusetts. And it either stops at Boston or Springfield, and I have to transfer to another train. And then, I don't know, once I get up to New Hampshire, I think they said something about a bus or a taxi. I don't know. It's a lot to deal with. And the tickets, I Googled it. It's anywhere from $110 to $550. And I'm assuming that's a round trip. But I don't want to put that onto my sister-in-law and brother to have to pay that amount of money. And it's quite a long trip, especially when you have to consider the stops, the different stations and everything. So I don't know. It seems like at this point in my life, I don't feel like doing a lot of what seems to be a bit of a complicated thing. So I'm thinking a Zoom call. Oh, he was under 18? Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the questions. It's like I consider it, the questions I ask are like the 3 questions in a way that Rick Grimes always asked on The Walking Dead. Because he always asked new people that they came across, how many walkers have you killed? How many people and why? So my questions are you over 18? Are you vegan? If not, why aren't you? So, I mean, I don't mind vegan curious people, to educate them. Like, for instance, I'll throw out some facts, and these are facts. I'm not making this up. In the egg industry, baby male chicks are thrown in a macerator, which means they're ground up alive. on the day they're hatched, because they have people that look at the chicks to see what sex they are, and the females will repeat the same cycle as the rest of the hens, and the males, little baby male chicks, are ground up. And while on the subject of chickens, the chickens that people eat, the broiler chickens like they call them, they are only 42 days old when they're sent to slaughter. Yeah, so people that still eat animals are eating mainly babies, because the pigs that are slaughtered for their flesh are only 6 months old. And if you eat veal, that male calf, male calves are deemed useless by the dairy industry because they can't produce milk, of course, because they're males. So they're either shot outright or they're thrown in a crate and killed at like 5 or 6 months old for veal. And they're not allowed to move around much, so it keeps their flesh pale and tender. But when there's plenty of other alternatives out there to eat, there's no reason not to be plant-based and vegan, because as we vegans already know, veganism is not a diet. Plant-based is the diet part. And if you're vegetarian, it's just as bad. As those industries are disgusting just as much as the meat industry, because it's all connected. Because the dairy cows, once they're spent after about 5 or 6 years, and normally cows can live to be 25, they're dragged off to slaughter, literally, because a lot of them can't walk good because they have injuries, and the hormones they give them make their udders grow enormously large. So, and the egg industry is horrible too, because as I said, the male baby chicks are macerated, and after about 1.5 to 2 years, the hens are so spent from laying more eggs than normal, because usually they lay 1 egg a month. But in the industry, they're forced to lay an egg every day. So, excuse me, my neck is working out a little kink in my neck. So anyway, being vegetarian is just as horrible as not eating flesh, as eating flesh rather, excuse me. Because those chickens, the hens that lay eggs rather, to go back to that, after about 1.5 to 2 years, they're grabbed by their legs and wings out of their cages and thrown around like they were nothing. That's why they get a lot of broken bones, because their bodies are depleted of calcium that's needed to create the shells on the eggs. And it'd be just like a woman having her period every day, 24/7, 365. That's what those poor chickens go through, the laying hens. And then they, a lot of times because of that avian flu, they kill off, I don't know how many millions of chickens have been killed. They call it culling them. What they do is they turn off the ventilation in the huge sheds, and those chickens suffocate to death. Because of the avian flu, they can't be profitable anymore. So anyway, where's my usual gang? I didn't bother posting a reminder of people. I figured if I didn't, the only time I would post about the show would be if I wasn't going to do it. But I didn't bother reminding people, so maybe they forgot that this is Saturday. I don't know. Or they might be elsewhere too. Because some of my other VFFs are mods on other channels too. So they might be somewhere else, like Chip might be streaming somewhere over in the Netherlands, because the time difference. I think it's 6 hours between here and most of Europe. I don't know what I'm I don't know what else to talk about. Yeah, that asshole's been on here before. He was here last week, that Dr. Carnivore. He can't even spell right. That's how stupid he is. You can ban him, too, on your end. The mods can ban him. You can always ban him. He was here last week. See, these people like that, these anti-vegan idiots like that. Yeah, you can ban them. I don't know how you do it on your end, but you must have the ability to do it. I don't know how that works. I mean, I'm a mod on other channels, but I haven't been on those channels in a while. And he was here last week. See, that's how stupid they are, these anti-vegan morons. Their brains are so muddled by the animal flesh they eat. They can't even spell carnivore right. There's only one A in carnivore. They're dipshits. That's why I don't want this for kids, because I like to swear sometimes when it's warranted. Especially these anti-vegan trolls and also Trump trolls. I don't like either one. Because I don't like Trump bootlickers. Hi, Adrian. I'm glad to see you here. There. I turned you blue, Adrian. You're going to have a wrench too, because I turn any of my VFFs that I know, I make them mods. I call it my mod squad. I'm just not really... I don't think I'm going to do this for very long like I usually do, because I'm feeling kind of pooped. I went back to sleep before I woke up like about 9:45. I was like, oh boy. I don't sleep that good. And the arthritis acting up too. Yeah, my hands. I don't know why I took my medication. I have this medication, pills I take once a week. And I take them on a Monday. Because it begins with M. Methotrexate is for RA, rheumatoid arthritis. And then I take every 2 weeks an injectable called Humira. But it's still, usually it behaves itself. Most of the time it's like I forget I have arthritis, but then it kicks in sometimes, like today. Well, the past couple days, I've been having my feet. It's been affecting my feet first. Now my hands. Like, I guess I should take some ibuprofen to help. I didn't do that yet because I haven't eaten breakfast yet. But I did take a few bites of those Kind bars are plant-based. These are breakfast bars. They are they come 2 in a packet. I'm trying to get something here. These are Kind breakfast protein. These are caramel peanut butter ones, and they're good. I started eating one of them before I went live, but they're good. Totally plant-based. All the Kind bars are plant-based, I think, pretty much, but you just have to read the label to make sure. Because I used to like raisin bread sometimes as toasted for breakfast, but some brands like Pepperidge Farm has milk in it, and so that's a no-no. I didn't realize that. I don't know why the hell they put milk in it, but I get another kind, that cinnamon raisin oat bread, that doesn't have any dairy products, so I wonder where Martin is. I was talking about food. We have a running joke about Food Torture Club. Because some of us post food that we, delicious plant-based foods that we fix and call it the Food Torture Club, jokingly. Because you gotta have a sense of humor in this world, especially the way things are going in this country. We're going down the crapper. So, I might just do an hour show. I don't know, because I'm just tired. And like I was saying earlier, I was, now about my brother, my oldest brother, my last sibling. My other brother passed away on February 22nd of 2022. So that's kind of weird. 2/22/22. And like our mom passed away on January 10th of 2010, so it's 1/10/10. But my brother will be 76 next month. George. Named after our dad. Hopefully he'll hang on a while, because him and my sister-in-law can be stubborn. They've been married almost 43 years. And I'm surprised they stayed married that long, because sometimes the way they each want their own way. Pretty much. But they've stuck it out, going on 43 years, and I'm hoping I've been hoping they could last a lot longer together, the two of them. I mean, they used to live in Connecticut, but neither one of them are vegan either. Because my brother used to go hunting once in a while. Not that often, as far as I know, but I didn't like that. But what are you going to do? Because they lived at different places in Connecticut before they moved to New Hampshire, because it's cheaper up there. So, I don't know. Not getting much interaction here. I don't know where the usual suspects are. That's what I call them. Like Martin and Fox and Raven from Germany, Martin from Spain, Marcos in Greece. Where's the usual suspects? Oh. I think once or twice someone else from another channel that I belong to, a music channel, Brent Social, amazing young man that he's a one-man band, and he can cover just about any song. Some of them he doesn't know, but some of them, if he's not too familiar with it, he'll try it anyway. And it's a lot of fun on there, because the mods, everybody in the chat is so nice. We hardly get any trolls on that channel. I try to limit my the channels I'm a member of, because of money issue. Like on Skyjack Morgan's, it's Mel and Steve, Brent Social. I'm also on Sky's Patreon, and there's another one that I was called Golden Radio Hour. They have all these old-time radio shows. It's quite interesting too. Because sometimes what I do at night to help me fall asleep, I'll listen to something like those sleep stories too, and I start listening, Next thing I know, I hear like the ambient music, which they usually have at the very end after the story is over, and I miss how it turns out. Hi, Marcos! I was just talking about you and Martin and Fur from Germany, Fox and Raven. I just wondered where the usual suspects are. Oh, Marcos, I'm just not sure how long this is going to be today because my arthritis is acting up again in my feet and hands. I was using that Dr. Teal's foot lotion, which is cruelty-free. It's not tested on animals, no animal ingredients on my feet because it has Epsom salts in it. Because it's specifically for your feet. It has aloe vera and shea butter. And makes my feet feel good. Massage them with it, but then it doesn't really help with the arthritis part. But you know what? I'm thinking if I get out and do some walking, it helps my feet. Because the other day I went out, did a bit of walking around, took the bus somewhere to my favorite thrift store and whatnot. Did a bit of walking, and then it's not too bad. Once I get walking on them, it sort of helps, because sitting around, they get stiff. They get achy more. Somebody's been around this neighborhood since before 7 o'clock this morning with that motorbike, revving it up like crazy and going around here very early in the morning. There should be some kind of ordinance against, unnecessary loud noises. Oh, you're watching Chip. Yeah, I figured he'd be streaming today. And Sky's going to be doing a show. Usually he doesn't do ones on Saturday, but he's got one coming up at 11 o'clock. So, oh, Marcos, tell Martin I said hi. And I was mentioning food. I was talking about these kind breakfast protein bars, which are plant-based. Caramel peanut butter. They're good. Because I didn't have breakfast yet. Usually I eat earlier, but I just feel like The Walking Dead almost. I used to joke around and say I wished it was filmed up here in Connecticut instead of down in Georgia, because I would have gone to see if I could be a walker. Because I could shuffle around and make noises like they do easy enough. And if I was a walker, the one person I want to take me out would be Daryl Dixon. Either Daryl or Miss Shawn with her katana sword. Either one. I'm a big fan of that show. I love it. And it's, I like horror movies. I really don't have a favorite type of movie. I like anything that's good, whether it's horror, science fiction, comedy, a rom-com, a mystery, a drama, a period piece, whatever, as long as it's good. Yep. That's the good thing. Being vegan is the very least we can do for the animals, because that's what real vegans do it for animals. Anybody who does it for their health is plant-based. It's the animals that matter. The health benefits are like a side perk of it, The main thing is being kind to animals by not supporting their exploitation in any way, shape, or form. We had that Marcos, that troll popped up again before. That one that calls himself Dr. Carnivore, asking if I'm a man or a grandma. What an idiot. People like that. These anti-vegan trolls are pathetic little assholes. They're cowards and bullies. They hide behind their keyboard, whether it's their phone or a computer or a laptop or what have you. and say stupid shit to people they wouldn't have the nerve to say in real life. Not that I'm not a violent person. I've never been in a fight of any kind, like, a physical fight. Okay, Marcos. Hi, Veganic Tomato. Yeah, yeah, if I was a walker on that show, I'd want either one of them to take me out, yeah. I mean, I also love Rick and Maggie and Glenn too, poor Glenn, and Herschel. He was like the father figure to everybody. But yeah, Norman Reedus is great. That's why I posted that Lady Gaga video he was in. He was Judas. He didn't say anything, but he was in there, that video. And I'm glad it was, I couldn't stand it when the governor killed Herschel. That was horrible. No, as much as I grew to like Negan. It took a while, but his character changed a lot. He was more than just a one-dimensional evil person. He had certain things that nobody would step over, like that time when they had Sasha and that one guy, I forgot his name now. Doesn't matter what it was. Hey, Mr. Carey. Good to see you here. Mr. Carey is from Bren Social, the amazing young one-man band from Canada. Bren can do any song, well, most any song, and he does great covers and mashups and everything. That's why I posted some stuff from his channel on mine to support it, because his channel is worth supporting, let me tell you. Good to see you too, Mr. Carey. I'm not feeling, my hands and feet are, my feet. Remember the foot thing that time? My feet are hurting, arthritis is acting up, and I'm in my hands too, and then finding out about my oldest brother is in hospice care at their home up in New Hampshire. So it's like, oh. Yeah, because I hadn't heard from them in a long time. And because I was mentioning it before, Mr. Carey, but I called yesterday because every time I called prior, their landline was either off the hook or they weren't answering it. And my brother's cell phone, the messages were full. So about 2.5 years ago, I called the Hebron, New Hampshire Police Department to have them do a wellness check. And he came back and said that they're doing fine. He'll call me when he feels like it. So every now and then I'd call to see, but no response. And I think I left a couple of messages too. But yesterday when I called, their caregiver answered. And she had Maria call me back after she was helping her in the bathroom or something, because they're both in their 70s. So Maria called me back, and she was almost in tears when she said that George is in hospice care at home there. And of course, we all know what that means, that, it's not looking good. I'm not sure what else is wrong with him, but I know he has some kind of dementia, because when I used to talk to him before, he would repeat himself. And not on purpose, because I dealt with, my mom had Alzheimer's dementia, and that was a horrible thing to have. So anyway, she offered to pay for a train ticket up there, but I Googled it, and it's a bit too complicated for me because there's transfers and all that stuff, and then you don't know how long the trip is going to be, and I'd have to, if I did go up there, I'd have to bring my medication with me, my insulin and everything. But that's not the big issue. The issue is I don't want to put the onus of paying for a ticket, because it's either between $110 and $550 round trip, I'm assuming, you know. So dealing with that. But I'm thankful I have my vegan family and my Bren family. Because like I was saying, everybody's so nice in the chat. We have fun. Hardly a troll. Once in a while somebody says something ridiculous, but it's not as bad as on some people's channels, like especially other vegan channel, you know, like Chip's channel, Mel and Steve. You get all these anti-vegan trolls in there saying stupid shit. And that's why too I make this not for kids, so I, you know, if I swear, I don't care if I swear. That's why I make sure everybody's over 18 on here. I mean, there was a couple times I had kids popped up, like I think one time somebody was 10 years old. It's like, no, I don't want any problems, potential problems. But yeah, plus the over 18 thing. Also, because when I talk about what happens on factory farms, for example, and I'm talking about all farms because they're all bad, because even if the animals are raised nicely, they're still sent to the slaughterhouse anyway, so. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, trolls can be disgusting. I have low tolerance for anti-vegan trolls, Trump bootlickers, and anybody that's, you know, anti-LGBTQ or anti-choice too. Those are ones I don't like, because I believe in bodily autonomy, and like girls and women should have the right to choose what they do with their own bodies. They don't, you know, the government and whatever is not going after men, they're going after women. Lucky in Kentucky. And that reminds me, Mr. Carey, my late brother, many years ago at the printing company he worked at. Now, I'm not kidding. One of his co-workers was named Kentucky. That's okay, Vegan X. If you have to do work, that's fine. I understand. You know, no problem. Oh boy, you're that's funny. Marco's watching both channels. Oh, Veganic Tomato, let's see, I'm just reading your comment. Can't believe how farmers will call the animals they raise friends, or say they're treated like family. Wouldn't want to be in this family. Exactly. I wouldn't want to be a member of those kind of families either. Have your throat cut? Oh no. Yeah, because no matter if it's a small farm or a factory farm, it's all disgusting what happens to take the life of someone, because animals are someone, not something. Like my pita mug says that I bought a while back. I use it for coffee, which I didn't have any yet, and it's been decaf. But lately I've been having coffee, decaf of course, and I got Planet Oat brown sugar cookie flavor coffee creamer. It's delicious. I end up drinking the whole cup of coffee. It's not that big, but it tastes good. Cruelty-free tastes better, because like I always say, there's always plant-based alternatives to everything, like all the different non-dairy ice creams like Kato and Not a Moo, Arctic Zero. There's so many delicious cruelty-free ice cream because that milk, we're not baby cows. We shouldn't be drinking anybody else's milk. And they steal the milk from the calves, and they either kill the male calves outright or they're turned into veal, and the females are taken away and put in these little hutches where it's horrible. They're given some kind of crappy stuff when they should be drinking their mom's milk. And then the cows are raped, and this is a fact, as us vegans on here know. And because they have to jerk off the bull, and the farmer sticks his arm up the cow to inject the semen in there, and that's rape because she doesn't consent to it. Animals can't consent to anything that's done to them. Exactly, Adrian. It's delicious. I even made my own frozen dessert. All I used was very ripe bananas and dark chocolate hummus, blended it together, put it in the freezer. It's delicious. And it's only 2 ingredients. And nobody had to die for it. Nobody had to suffer. I've seen enough of those videos of the downed dairy cows that can't get up because they're injured, and they drag them by the leg like they're nothing, like they're, just a sack of sand or something, not a living being. And that's why I cannot support that. Any of that. Because that's bullshit. Those animals don't deserve to die. They don't deserve to be exploited for their bodies. Like the poor chickens, people eat chicken wings. Well, those chickens, those wings belong to them. And the chickens that are slaughtered, and I use the term murder too, because that's murdering someone who didn't want to die. Murder is that, They're only 42 days old. They're babies, but they give them those growth hormones to grow so abnormally large in a short amount of time. A lot of those poor chickens and turkeys get such big breasts. They're so top heavy they can't even get up, and they have heart attacks and everything. Hi, Jason. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. We've all seen those videos of when they steal the calves away from their mothers shortly after birth, and the mothers are bellowing and crying and screaming for their baby, and some of them go running after the farmer if they're not, cooped up, if they're not behind a fence or something. They'll go running after the person trying to get their baby back. And they treat the babies like they're nothing, the way they throw them around, drag them, throw them in a wheelbarrow, throw them in a pen, whatever. And the poor male calves, they're, like I said before, they're shot in the head or shoved in a crate for veal and murdered at 5 or 6 months old. Because people that still eat animals, they're eating babies for the most part. The chickens, the turkeys, pigs, because pigs are only 6 months old when they're slaughtered for their flesh. And dairy cows are only 5 or 6 years old when they're ground up for hamburgers. And one hamburger, it doesn't come from just a single cow. It comes from several cows. And these are facts. It's not it's not propaganda. It's not made up. These are facts. And to end up ground up, and that's why you see these videos of animals trying to escape either the slaughterhouse truck or from the slaughterhouse itself. They don't want to die. I've seen, the videos, like from, clips from Dominion or Earthlings or many other undercover videos that Mel and Steve and Joey Carbstrong do. Like with the slaughterhouse, I've seen the videos where a pig will fall from the conveyor chain that they're on, and they're flopping around on the floor in their own blood, because they get their throats cut, because the stun gun or the electrified baths like they dip the chickens and turkeys' heads in doesn't always knock them totally out. They're still conscious while they're being cut apart. And that's like some horror movie, worse than a horror movie, because it's real. And they want to get away from it. They just want to live. And like I always say, veganism is not a diet, because we need to talk about other things like the clothing industry. Fur, leather, wool, silk, down, mohair, cashmere, and angora all come from animals. That's why when I buy any pillows, I make sure they're not down filled, because they live pluck the geese and ducks, and that's a horrible thing to do. I don't buy any animal derived clothing or footwear or anything. I make sure my shoes have no leather, my purse is not leather. I would never buy fur trim, any kind of fur trim, and there's other things that have real fur. And the same thing with buying, when possible, buying products that are cruelty free and that are vegan too, that don't have animal ingredients like lanolin or collagen in them. And also not going to circuses, rodeos, zoos, aquariums, horse racing, dog racing, anything that exploits animals in any way, shape, or form. Vegans do not go to. And we should never support those things, because aquariums, for example, those sea animals, those marine animals, belong in the oceans where they swim for hundreds of miles with their families, like orcas do, and dolphins and certain fish. They all have a right to be free. They didn't do anything to be in prison, just like with zoos. If people want to learn about a certain species of animals, like elephants, for example, go watch a documentary or read a book. I read one years ago that was by Cynthia Moss. She studied elephants. And, if you want to learn about chimpanzees, go read Jane Goodall. Gorillas, R.I.P. Diane Fossey, and Barute Galdakis, who studied orangutans. You can go learn from them, watching documentaries where people go out into their habitat and film them non-invasively. Because you can't learn anything about animals that are in zoos. There's no natural behaviors. That's why you see when they do that pacing back and forth, swinging their head like the elephants do, or any of the animals, they're going stir crazy, really, literally. It's stressful and they're bored. And you can't learn anything from watching them in the zoo. You just gawk at them, because they're basically just laying around, because they feed them, and then they breed them and they sell the offspring to other zoos or to canned hunting ranches for assholes with rifles to go gun them down when they're in an enclosure. I just have zero tolerance for people that are animal abusers, whether indirectly or directly. Because people that go hunting, they're killing someone's family members, like deer. And with waterfowl, like with geese and ducks, they mate for life. And people that go out and kill geese, for example, they're killing somebody's mate. And fishing is cruel too, whether it's a catch and release or catch and kill, because they suffocate. It takes a long time for them to suffocate. When they're put on ice, that prolongs their agony even more, because fish are very sensitive to pain. I think even more so than others. And catch and release is traumatic for them, because the hook tears their mouth, and you're handling them, removing that protective coating they have on their bodies. So they probably end up dying anyway once they're released. So it's just horribly wrong. I mean, a lot of people won't have cats and dogs as companions, and they won't, they're horrified when other countries eat cats and dogs. But I say to them, what about the chicken, cow, or pig on your plate? You don't give a shit about them, do you? You only care about your companion animal. Because I had neighbors, they were friends of mine, but they moved to another town. And she had a cockatiel, but I don't believe keeping birds in cages. They need to fly free. I mean, the exotic pet industry is another horror show, too. But anyway, to me, it seemed so cruel to have a pet bird like a cockatiel and then cook and eat some other bird like chicken. Speciesism at its finest. Oh, I gotta switch my hands. I tried getting one of those tripods, but the thing to put my phone in wasn't big enough. But I still have to hold it close, with my glasses on, especially. I mean, without my glasses, I need to see the comments, so I need to hold the phone near so I can see. If I use the tripod, I'd still have to hold on to it or lean forward to read the comments. Exactly, veganic tomato. They deserve to. Birds need to fly. The only time they should be, in captivity is if they're injured and can't fly anymore. Then they should be in a sanctuary. Whether it's chickens, turkeys, ducks, geese, or wild birds like owls, for example, or eagles who get shot by some idiot and they lose a wing or something and they can't fly, then they, for their safety, for their sake, they should be, in a sanctuary. Oh, you have bifocals? Because I get a free pair of glasses every year from the place I go. I tried bifocals once and it kind of annoyed me. I didn't really like it. Well, on the subject of I've never had, when I was a kid, this was before I knew anything about, animal rights, pretty much. We had a parakeet, a green one, a budgie as they're called, a green and yellow one named Ricky. He would say, "Pretty boy Ricky, pretty boy Ricky." But I've never had a bird companion. I talk to crows that are outside. Oh, Vegan X. Oh. Oh yeah, Mr. Carey. Yeah, there's a limit. So I pick out a frame I like and everything. And I forgot what the limit is here, but yeah. Oh, Vegan X. You know that Dr. Carnivore you were talking about? Yeah, the idiot who was asking if I was a man or a grandma or some stupid shit like that. Yeah, because they do give you like the up top, the one I go to, and the name of it is called My Eye Doctor. They there's a certain amount, certain glasses. There's a lot of choices though. I have an itch. I use this as a back scratcher. But I never had fish as companions because they don't, to me, those poor fish look bored swimming around the same tank, no matter how big it is. It's still, their freedom is limited. Well, lack of freedom, I should say. It's a total lack of freedom. Oh, Vegan X, what, that troll? The anti-vegan troll? Oh, wow. Hi, Fly. How's it going? Yeah. Oh, vegan tomato. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, they would. But this one, because my back gets itchy, there's one particular spot on my back that drives me crazy sometimes. And a dermatologist told me what the medical term was, and I forgot. It's weird. The feeling sometimes it feels like there's something crawling under my skin, like it was in some horror movie. Oh, yeah, I know Fly is doing a show at 11. That's why I was thinking about making this a short stream. Besides being my arthritis is acting up, and I really need to do some walking to help my feet. Yeah, he's supposed to be debating George Martin, not the Beatles manager, not George R.R. Martin either. So, yeah, I might end this and go check out Sky's stream. That concert was great the other night. That little concert he did for us, for members only. That's good. It keeps the trolls and the riffraff out. Because that's what's so, and during his regular shows, I pop in from time to time. I always hit the like button anyway, but I look at who's there, and all these unfamiliar people are in the chat. It's like some of them are cool, but some of them are morons. They say stupid shit, Because it's not just talk about veganism on there. It's what's going on politically, culturally around here, this country. I like that new shirt. Oh, that's too bad, Veganic Tomato. Yeah, it was very good. Just Sky and his acoustic guitar. And I like when he changed the lyrics on some, changed a few of the lyrics in some songs. But I want to get, next month when I have the money, I want to get one of the new shirts that he's got. The MAGA hates kids shirt. Hey, UK freedom fighter. How's it going? Now it's starting to calm down my arthritis a bit because I'm like doing a little foot exercising here. I need to do some actual walking. I think that usually helps. And take some ibuprofen because my knuckles. But there are people that are worse off than me. Hi, Lizzie. For Lizzie and whoever, anybody else that just showed up, Mr. Carey is from Bren's social channel. A great channel to support. He's a great one-man band, Bren is. And I believe he's vegan too. Because I saw a couple of his earlier, vlogs or whatever. It mentioned being vegan. So far it's not too hot here, but we're supposed to be warming up again, heating up again. It's like, ugh, yuck. I don't like it when it's too hot. Me, I like temperate weather. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. Like a nice day with a breeze, sunshine and a breeze, very low humidity. I'm tired too. I don't get enough sleep. Because it's always like, especially in the hot weather, they say to stay hydrated. Yeah. But that has its consequences. Like sometimes I have these crazy, weird dreams that I'm trying to find a bathroom. And I wake up because I have to go. So, oh boy, drinking some Powerade Zero strawberry smash. Tastes good. It's not too sweet. I like to drink the Powerade Zero or Gatorade Zero, either one, sometimes. I also like the botanical teas, not Bigelow, Celestial Seasonings, I think makes it. It's the ones where you put 4 tea bags in a pitcher of cold water and you let it sit in your refrigerator a few hours and it's cold brew tea. It's good. They have a variety of flavors. And it's not sweet. I don't know. One of the insulins I take for my diabetes, Trulicity, is also an appetite suppressant. So that's why I took it Thursday. It usually takes a day or two to kick in to suppress the old appetite. Well, that's good. The food lasts longer. I like these Kind breakfast protein bars. This is how I ate a little bit of that before the stream. And these are good. You get 2 in a package. This is caramel peanut butter. I'm not that hungry. Like tomorrow I'll probably make my own plant-based egg McMuffin with the Just Egg product, and I put nooch in it and the soy bacon bits. Sometimes I put it on an English muffin. Sometimes I just have it with some smart bacon or some vegan, plant-based sausages, depending on what I have in my fridge. Sometimes I put mushrooms in there too, with the egg. And fresh chives. But I didn't buy any chives. I bought rosemary. I don't know. I gotta try it later on some toasted Italian bread, but my oil, I was infusing some extra virgin olive oil with rosemary and garlic that I cut up. And I'm hoping it flavors, it's gotten flavored, marinated enough. Because I've never done that before. I don't know how long it has to be. I don't know if you're supposed to put it in the refrigerator either. But I'll try to drizzle it on a piece of toasted slice of Italian bread and see how it works later, see if it's flavored. And I did find another little tomato in my garden. I thought they were done for. Those plants, they're supposed to be the beefsteak variety. That's the only kind of steak I eat is a beefsteak tomato. But there's another small green tomato. I ate that other one that I posted on my channel. I ate that last night. It was a tasty little tomato. Garden fresh tomatoes are the best than the ones you can get in the store unless they're locally grown. But I always make sure to wash all my produce off. Because, they, like when they spray the produce, that's how things get, romaine lettuce and carrots and whatever else has had, what is it, E. coli or what have you, because the water they spray contains actual poop from the factory farms, like cow crap. So that's how it happens. So that's why it's good to wash all your produce off thoroughly. Even the ones with skin, like say an orange, because you don't know. The skin's kind of porous and it could get in there too. So, yeah, tomatoes. It's another thing that I find so utterly ridiculous that some anti-vegans try to say. Plants, though, plants are not sentient beings. They're living things, sure, but they're things, not beings, because they don't have a brain or central nervous system. They don't scream, And people that are worried about plants, well, that still eat animals. Well, these animals eat plants. The crops that are grown for them to eat. Those are plants, the soy and corn, what have you. So when I've cut up a cucumber, I've never heard it scream. My cucumber never tried to get away, or any other vegetables that I cut up. Oh, beginning tomato. You tried making a homemade Just Egg recipe from a YouTube video. It turned out more like pancake. Oh, oh boy. Well, I'm sure it must have tasted good anyway, however it turned out. So, like we always say, the best thing, the least we can do for animals is to be vegan in every way. What you eat, what you wear, what you buy, and what you choose for entertainment. And animal abuse is not entertaining, like in circuses and bullfights and rodeos and all kinds of crap like that. Something else I came across recently is something called steer tailing, where they're right up beside the steer and grab their tail and twist it. Sometimes they rip it off even. A lot of different things happen to those poor steers. One of them got paralyzed from it. Another one, they showed a broken leg. They fuzzed it out, but you could tell. Exactly, the future is vegan. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, everybody. Because animals don't deserve to be treated like that. You need to put yourself in their place. Have some empathy for them. Because to me, these anti-vegan trolls are selfish. They value, or even some non-vegans value their taste buds over animals' lives, and that's wrong. And we can care about both animal rights and human rights because it's pretty much one and the same. We all deserve bodily autonomy. That's good, Marcos. Thank you. And that's why I like to educate people that, may not know some of this stuff, It's good that we can educate people on my channel, as well as hang out and have fun sometimes, but I'm not too much in a funny mood today between the arthritis and finding out about my brother. It's not, but I'm just trying to decide what to do today to get out and get some exercise, which is good for arthritis before it gets hot. Because I think starting tomorrow or Monday, it's supposed to be getting way upper 80s into the 90s, and who knows, with the heat indices, it might be even more. I like the fact that everybody's from all over the place, like Marcos from Greece, Veganic Tomato from Canada, people all over this country and the UK, and I know some like Karen and Jackie Boyle, or Karen McLeod and Jackie Boyle are Scotland and Australia. We got Germany and Martin in Spain. Hey, Martin. Ha! I just mentioned you. Ha! Hey, how's it going? Food. This is most of a kind breakfast protein bar I ate a little bit of. I'm not that hungry. But it's peanut butter, caramel peanut butter. Oh, yesterday I bought myself a bag of macadamia nuts because I like nuts. I'm a squirrel. I was a squirrel in a previous life, I think. Although I've never climbed up a tree. You don't have to hide Mr. Carey, Vegan X. Mr. Carey's okay. Yeah, you don't have to hide Mr. Carey, Vegan X. He's okay. Oh, crap. I'm sorry I gave you a wrench then, Vegan X. You're a troll. Yeah. Okay, time that one out. He's no good. He's a fucking traitor. Yeah, he's a traitor. I thought he was okay. But he's not. He's a fucking traitorious troll. So, can someone unblock Mr. Carey? I'm sorry about that. That wasn't. Lizzie, yeah, it's funny because yeah, that last part I used that once before. I know, like a couple years ago, maybe, I don't know. But a little reference to The Walking Dead, Lucille the baseball bat. But I figured I'd add the vegan baseball bat. Imagine if Negan was vegan. Yeah, he was. I thought he was okay, that Vegan X person, but thank you, UK, for unhiding Mr. Carey. Sorry about that. I didn't know that Vegan X was a troll disguised as a vegan, disgusting, pathetic little person. Yeah, Mr. Carey, I thought he was okay because he subbed to my channel. He seemed like he seemed all right, but I subbed to his channel too, but I'm going to unsub from it when I get off of here. But sometimes you get these people like that. They claim to be vegan, but they're just old, disguising. I hate to use that other term. And let's instead of saying a wolf in sheep's clothing, let's say he's a traitor, a troll in vegan clothing. Yeah, I don't know why he did. I don't understand that either. That's confusing. Well, thank you, UK, for unblocking him. I know it was that traitor, that traitorous troll. I don't know why he went after Mr. Carey. Mr. Carey's okay. He's cool. I know him from Bren's channel. Well, now I'm gonna go back and unsub from Vegan X's channel. Mr. Carey, yeah, my feet hurt. Oh my goodness, my feet are hurting. That was funny. That Brent stream with all the feet. Who in the world started all the foot thing in that time? I don't remember. I don't remember who started that foot thing, but when I get on, get something like that, I just, get on a roll with it. Just like last night with the pickles, with, Joe Kerr with the pickle guy. So I was just running away with it too, just throwing pickles around everywhere. Either feet, like that time was feet, and now last night pickles. I wonder what Brent thought when he saw all the pickle emojis. And it's so funny when he says my full name out. It cracks me up, I have to say. Because it's a mouthful. But it's funny. I like to mess with people in a good way like that. Like a while back, this is regarding my second username. I was Carl, aka Carl. Another Walking Dead reference. Yeah, you and your chest and the buttons. Well, thank you, Marcos. I like it. It looks, it's tie-dye. Looks like, late 60s style. Yeah, we have fun on Bren's channel a lot of times in the chat. That, I ran away with the foot thing that time. And then with the pickles. Oh, boy. It's funny with Bren with his sunglasses upside down. Oh boy. Oh. Excuse me. I don't get enough sleep. I'm sleep deprived. Hi, Philip. We just had somebody that I thought was vegan but was actually an anti-vegan troll disguised as a vegan. But he's gone. Goes by Vegan X. Yeah. Yeah, I just ran away with the foot thing. That was funny. Oh, just a side note, I think one of the, besides my arthritis and diabetes and a couple other things that I have wrong, but as far as other things like getting sick, like colds or anything like that, since being fully plant-based and vegan, well, because veganism is not a diet, plant-based is a diet part, but not consuming any animal products, I think, helps. Because I can't remember when the last time I had an actual cold. Been that long. Yeah, like the funny foot sayings, like I joke around my feet belong in a hardware store because I have hammer toes, and of course you have nails on your toes. So my feet should get a job as a carpenter. Send them out to work. Oh, excuse me, I gotta turn my fan on. I didn't have to, but it's kind of warming up a little bit here. And I'm upstairs in my room, and heat rises and all that. I'm just gonna put my fan on. There. Excuse all the moving around here, but I'm just getting resettled. So, actually, I think that's the first time that ever happened that I've had a troll in disguise like that. Oh boy. Yeah. I haven't gone down to the green lately, but I try to go down there once in a while with my literature and ask people about if they know what veganism means. And I hand them some free literature I got from PETA. Because their motto was, animals are not ours to eat, experiment on, or use in any other way or something like that. I think their motto was. And Martin, if you notice, I haven't posted any food lately, but that might change. It depends on what I fix next. I had another tofurkey wrap yesterday for lunch, but I ate half for lunch and the other half at supper. Oh yes, and I had dill pickle spears with it. Pickles! Last night that was funny with the pickles. Joe Kerr is funny. With the tree thing, twerking aggressively. That was hilarious. That's good, Adrian. I've been a member for 35 years now. I know they've been around for 45, but I joined back in 1990. But it was kind of a twisted path for me because I wasn't totally plant-based when I joined. But I knew when I was a little kid that wearing someone else's fur was wrong. That's one thing I knew. Someone, when I was a kid, real little, someone gave me a rabbit's foot, but I threw it away. I didn't want it. It's supposed to be a lucky rabbit's foot. Not so lucky for the poor rabbit they killed to take their feet, because they're probably a byproduct of the fur industry. Because rabbits are one of the most, I'm just saying, one of the most abused animals in any way, because they're killed for their fur. They're killed for food. They're tested on because they put, like shampoo in their eyes because they don't have tear ducts, so they can't wash the crap out of their eyes. And I've seen those, those white rabbits they use. I've seen their eyes are all ulcerated and crap from the chemicals they pour in them. And I don't know if they used to use them in greyhound racing for the dogs to chase a live rabbit. I don't know if they still do that. I'm not sure, but poor rabbits. But when I was a kid, where I lived in Hamden, the neighbors behind us raised those white rabbits. New Zealand white rabbits was the breed for people to buy, to kill, to eat. But two of them never made it to anybody's dinner plate. Two separate occasions. The Valettis gave me bunnies. And the first one they gave me, named him Thumper, after the character from Bambi. Because this was when my dad was still alive. He built a rabbit hutch, a really nice one outside. I'm talking like the late 60s, before people knew about, keeping rabbits in the house and whatnot. But Thumper had a very nice hutch. My dad built it. He was excellent at building, things like that. Because he had a workbench in the garage. He made a beautiful picnic table for us. And it was, it had the two long benches and the two short ones. It was so nice. I don't know whatever happened to it, but anyway. Then the second rabbit I got, I named him Frosty. So at least neither one of them ended up, murdered on somebody's dinner plate. And then in grammar school as well, I might have been before the rabbits, but I had two gerbils that I got from one of my friends at school. Her dad worked at Yale. They probably would have ended up being tortured. Oh, hi, MZR. That's a good idea, handing out vegan PETA cards. Yeah, that's a great idea. MZR, the crazy vegan. Well, if caring about animals is crazy, then call me crazy. Maybe I'm crazy like that Gnarls Barkley song, but anyway. Yeah, those two gerbils, I named them Bonnie and Clyde. Because I kind of was fascinated with Bonnie and Clyde even as a little kid. But they never robbed any banks. They never killed anybody. Not my Bonnie and Clyde. Because we've always either adopted or rescued our companion animals. I don't like the term pet because I just don't. They're companion animals. They're non-human family members. Oh, this is. I thought maybe doing an hour or something, but it's heading for an hour and a half. But that's okay. I don't think this is going to be a really long stream. Like the longest was 3.5 hours. I didn't have any coffee yet, even though it's decaf. Is that the? Oh, geez, that's too bad, MZR. Yeah, exactly. MZR, yeah. Yep. The cops do side with the privileged and wealthy. That's crazy. Yeah, like with the domesticated animals, they just need to stop forcibly breeding them into existence. And not just the cows, pigs, chickens, etc., but dogs and cats, because I've never bought from a breeder, no matter, even if they're a reputable breeder, they're still bringing more animals into existence when there's so many in shelters that need frickin' homes. So people need to spay and neuter their non-human family members. Let's see, I'm just reading your comment, MZR here. Oh, geez. That's crazy. Oh my God, that's insane. Accusing you of assault? What the frickety frack? Oh, brother. Some cops are like that phrase ACAB, but some of them are. You're just trying to defend, keep no regard, no respect for personal space and whatnot. That's insane. Oh, brother, that's totally crazy. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, MZR. Jeez. That narcissist homeowner sounds like one of those Karens that you hear about. Me too, MZR. Rich asshole bullies. They're disgusting. You weren't bothering anybody. What the fuck? You're just. Oh man. That's totally fucked up. Really. I'm sorry about that, MZRGs, that you have to get hassled by them. Yeah, they should have wanted to help instead of hassling you. Exactly. Yeah, I don't blame you, MZR. Not one bit. Jeez. Exactly. They're abusing animals by eating them because those animals die because people buy their body parts. That's because to me, no matter whether the person actually does the killing of the animal or pays someone else to do it, it's still animal abuse. There's still animal abusers. That's why I'm glad I'm not that anymore. Yeah, exactly. It's true. Murder and rape is part of the animal abuse the systems, no matter what it is, really. Yeah, people can't handle the truth. Yeah, jeez. Yeah. They want to drug people up so that they're more compliant, and that's crazy. Yeah, people, when you speak the truth, a lot of people can't handle it. Yeah, I hope you get some help there, MZR. I wish I could do something to help you, but exactly. Turn you into a zombie, basically. True. They take your soul, by drugging people up, they take away their bodily autonomy and their souls and everything. That's why we gotta fight the power when we can. That's what I like to tell people, that, these anti-vegan trolls that say stupid shit like bacon yummy, or, whatever, whoever they're talking about, whosever body parts they're talking about. I hope they choke on the bones, choke on a pig bone or chicken bone. Yeah, just because you're homeless doesn't mean they should disrespect you like that and abuse you. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, jeez. It's easy for them to tell people to go somewhere else, Fucking assholes. Where the hell are you supposed to go, Exactly. It just continues. The abuse will continue no matter where you go, it seems like. Because a lot of people can't help it when they're homeless. It's through no fault of their own, for whatever reason. People homeless need help. They should be helping them. Like when they build, there's a lot of properties around here where I live, abandoned buildings. I wish they would turn them into either, low income housing. Let people have a small apartment, and then that way they can get a job and have an address and be able to pay whatever rent they could afford, Exactly. MZR. They need to make, housing for homeless people, because there's at Section 8, but I can't go on Section 8 myself because I'm on disability and my rent might be going up. Exactly. I agree, MCR. Like Section 8, you can only have one bedroom, and there's 2 bedrooms here, so I can't get on Section 8 because they would pay part of the rent. But they're supposed to be, I don't know when, they're doing a reevaluation of the property here. My landlady told me. She'll let me know. So the rent might go up. That's right, MZR. You're right there. Yeah. I support you. Morally support you here, MZR. Yeah, we should, you shouldn't have to put up with bullshit from bullies, Yeah, you deserve respect just like every other being, Yep, exactly. I wish I could help you out somehow, MZR, but I wouldn't know how to do that. But I do support you. That's why I like our vegan community, because we support each other. Exactly. We're not, we're not superior at all to animals, because we are animals too, but we're the ones ruining this planet. Animals aren't. Yep. Yep. Yeah, too bad you couldn't trade places with the dog. Yep. That's why, so true. Yep. That's one thing. I could never abuse any of my non-human family members. And I don't own anybody. Exactly. Yep, that is. We vegans are just trying to care about other beings besides ourselves, Uh, that's true. There isn't. Because no matter what you do, it's still there. Like people that drink to forget stuff, it's still there when they wake up in the morning, for example. That's all we can strive to be the best we can be, by not supporting animal abuse in any way. And it's true, it is liberating, because we're not supporting the murder, rape, and murder of sentient beings that don't want to die. Yeah, sometimes, we cause the least harm. Because at least our consciousnesses are clean, knowing we're not supporting. animal suffering and abuse and murder. Yeah, that's what we strive to do, that, to not cause any harm to other beings, like virtual hugs for you, MZR. Lots of hugs. Yeah, it's good. It is liberating too to not be living off other animals, whether it's their flesh, their fur, skin, feathers, or their freedom. That's right, veganic tomato. Lizzie. Hugs for all the everybody here. Excuse me. I'm sorry for you. I'm just tired, that's all. Yeah, it's a good idea, MZR. Well, you're loved and accepted here with us. We're family. Yeah, because we help them out every day by what we buy, what we eat, what we do for entertainment. Like I said, I buy products like my toothpaste and whatnot. I make sure it's not tested on animals or no animal products in it. Yeah, because what we spend our money on helps. You know, as long as we're not buying animal flesh or animal products of any kind, you know. Yeah, instead of taking some kind of medication for depression, just be vegan, you know. Haha. Go ahead, Marcos, if you want to. Yeah, deer do have big snoots. And they're so cute. I like to go boop a snoot. That's why I don't understand how anybody could kill any animal like that, like these idiot hunters. You go out and blast the deer. Sometimes the deer gets wounded and they don't. How many times do they chase after the deer? And the poor deer suffers with a bullet wound or an arrow wound. Yeah, there's plenty of vegan options for everything. Food, clothing, healthcare products, other products like that. Oh yeah, tofurkey's great. I've had the past couple days. I had tofurkey wraps for lunch. Yeah, exactly. I did a nice tofurkey wrap with lettuce and tomato and some plant-based smoked provolone cheese. Yeah, because if you left any kind of meat product out and it warms up, it does get slimy. I remember from many years ago. Yep. Yeah, it's. I like tofurkey. I get hickory smoked. They also have peppered tofurkey slices, and I get the tofurkey roasted for Thanksgiving. Exactly, it's the seasoning they use because meat would have no flavor otherwise. Really, you know, if these meat eaters ate the meat, ate the flesh in its natural state, they wouldn't like it bloody and raw. Oh yeah, they do have the tofurkey. Does have the chicken. I tried it once and it's very good. Now I'm starting to get hungry talking about tofurkey and stuff. Yeah, I like to make a wrap, garden veggie wrap. Less bread that way. Oh yeah, lettuce. I need to get some more lettuce. Guacamole's good. Mm, yum. Now I'm getting hungry. Yeah, that's good. Yep. Oh, that's good, Lizzie. Yeah, it lasts longer. Yeah, because it's not dairy, and dairy it would sour really quickly. It's disgusting when cow's milk. Yeah. Yeah. I've never did overnight oats. Oh yeah, there's pus in it too, and even blood and probably fecal matter. Those poor cows. Sometimes I get oat milk too. Any plant-based milk, far superior to cow because we're not calves or any other animal because they milk. There's goat's milk and sheep's milk, and I think they even milk camels. It's like no other species of mammal drinks milk beyond infancy, but humans, well, some of them. Oh boy, I'm getting hungry talking about food. Maybe I'll make a tofu. I still got some tofurkey left slices. I might make another wrap for lunch. Probably for supper, I got some seasoned tofu. It's already cubed and seasoned. I bought it. It's garlic and herb seasoned. I had some the other night. It was good. Probably have the rest for supper tonight. Excuse me, I'm going to take a bite. Well, yeah, you would have to eat it up. Yeah, I think once in a while they have it on sale here. At a couple of the grocery stores I go to. Right. It is low calorie. Field Roast has these great stadium dogs, they call them. They are so good. Too. That's one thing about the stadium dogs or smart dogs. You can eat them without heating them up too. I've done that. They taste good cold. I forget how many slices of tofurkey are in the package. Yeah, too bad you didn't have a little fridge, but those are good. Those stadium dogs, I've had them, and I've had the smart dogs too. They have the small, the smaller dogs and the longer ones. They're good. Exactly, they taste so much better because with regular hot dogs, you don't know what part of the animal's bodies are in there. It could be their anuses and lips and ears. Who knows? Tastes so much better because there's no cruelty involved. Nobody screamed for those tofurkey slices or the hot dogs. Oh. I think I might end this at the 2-hour mark because I'm getting tired. I'm hungry and tired, and I need to exercise my feet, I think. Oh boy. Oh, that's good you found your keys. Whew. That's great that you found them. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh boy. We haven't had any rain here lately. Oh yeah. When I had a car, I had one of those from PETA. One of those windshield sunscreen things. Oh boy. And that would take a long time to dry out, I think. Yeah, it should. It might take a few days to dry out, but it would. I'm sorry, that sounds funny. Oh God, that's funny. An ant crawled up your butt crack. Yeah, literally ants in your pants. Oh boy. Oh. That comment cracked me up. Yeah. Oh, man. That's funny. Ants like cracks, like in the sidewalk, too. I try to avoid stepping on those little ant hills you see on the sidewalks and stuff, when possible. Yeah, ants are smart. They have their own little... Everybody knows their job. But I guess he mistook your butt for a sidewalk. Maybe he lost his little ant glasses. Oh. Oh, excuse me. And amazing all the different kind of ants there are in the ant community. There's the worker ants. It's funny when you see these videos of them carrying big leaves along and whatnot. I think they've even built a bridge, made their bodies into bridges for other ants to get across. But I think I'm going to end this pretty soon because I really am tired. Because it takes a lot out. Sometimes when my arthritis acts up like this in multiple spots, it kind of tires me out. But as I say, there's always people worse off than me. At least I can get up and walk and everything. But I don't like to complain. I just stating the facts. With the arthritis, it's in the big knuckles here. It's acting up on this hand. Well, thank you, Lizzie. It'll go away if I take some ibuprofen. I don't like to try to take too many, but when I need to, I take a couple now and then. Well, it's good that you found your keys, though. Yeah, it's only if I need to, like for just a day, maybe take a couple here and there. And usually it doesn't bother me, but every now and then, like now for some reason, I don't know why, it's flaring up in my feet and hands. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, like I say, some people take ibuprofen a lot, but I only take it when I need it. Like now, I should take a couple. When I go downstairs. Oh, wow. Jeez. Oof. Yeah, just take a couple now and then. Like, say, if I take a couple, like, in a little while when I go downstairs, then tonight at bedtime, if it's still bothering me, I'll take a couple more just to help, so I can sleep better. But only when I actually need it. Yeah, you don't have to be careful, MZR. Not really, Veganic Tomato. And I don't understand. I've been taking my medication for it. But I had an incident a a few weeks ago when I injected the Humira in my upper thigh, and for some reason when I pulled the injector thing away, it dribbled down my leg. It didn't even go in. So I had called my rheumatologist to find out if I could take a dose, because I take it every 2 weeks, if I could take it the following Thursday, because I was taking it on a Thursday. And said it was okay, and I got more to take, but I don't take it until this coming Thursday. So oh, spirulina, I'll have to look into that, Lizzie. Oh, that would sound good. A vegan chocolate smoothie with almond milk. Yum. That sounds good. I found out I had it when I was 31. I don't know if it was activated because of my job. I worked in a printing bindery. I was standing on cement floors 8 hours a day. Even tried to stand on like folded up cardboard boxes to help cushion it, but I don't know if that's what activated it. But the reason I found out I had this horrible in my left hip area where it joined the body, and that's when I found out I had arthritis. I've had it for over 30 years. I mean, I went to Eli Whitney Regional Vocational Technical School to learn graphic communications, aka printing. But when I tried to get a job, they said, oh, you need experience to get a job. But how are you supposed to get experience to get a job if they won't give you a fucking job to get the experience? Duh. So anyway, it is an autoimmune disease affecting your joints. Usually it's my hands and knees, and now my feet recently. And yeah, or like my brother would say, bass backwards. For the most part, though, it stays quiet. But then I get these flare-ups, and I get these other twinges that, like, I don't know what causes it in other parts. I get these, like, kind of painful twinges. They don't last long, but they happen in other parts. I don't know. I'm falling apart. I got diabetic retinopathy. I got the rheumatoid arthritis. I got type 2 diabetes. I've got gallstones, but they're quiet. They haven't said anything lately. And so I hate taking all different kinds of medication, but there's stuff you have to take whether you like it or not, like for the arthritis and diabetes, especially diabetes. If you don't take it, poof. That's what I think. I don't know, my niece was 42 when she passed away a couple of years ago. She was diabetic, of course, because it ran in the family, because my dad had it and he passed it on to us, and my brother passed it on to his daughter, and well, yeah, I hope Schindler, oh God, I wish he would just suddenly disappear. Can't stand, I don't like saying I hate people, but I hate him. Ugh. Exactly, Veganic Tomato. At least I don't get sick. I don't get colds. Yeah, being on disability sucks. Excuse me, I'm just stretching out here a little bit. Yeah, because, like I was saying earlier, I can't remember when the last time was I had the common cold. Sure, I have my sneezing bouts almost every day, but that's, I think, I might be allergic. I don't know what it is. But I haven't had a cold in years. Exactly, Adrian. Yeah, MZR, yeah. Yeah, they want people to, able-bodied people to go work to get their SNAP benefits and whatnot, Medicaid. That's funny. I tried to get a job several years ago when I still lived in my old hometown, but nobody wanted to hire me. I tried to get a job here in Derby several years ago, but they didn't want to hire somebody in their 50s. Plus, I wouldn't have actually, in hindsight, I wouldn't have wanted to work there anyway, because it was a Little Caesars pizza place. I wouldn't want to work in anything that deals with animal-based food. And because of my health issues, I couldn't stand for a long time or sit for a long time. I'd have to get up and move around a lot. Exactly. Now I'm going to get me one of them MAGA hates kids shirts from Sky's channel when I have the money next month. And one day this week I got to go down to City Hall and get my renter's rebate going, because I'm going to have to use that for oil this winter, because I don't know what the budget's going to be like at Team, who helps with heating assistance, among other things they help people with. Yeah, exactly, MZR. Oh, I know. He's a plague. He's hurting this country every way possible. Unless you're a rich bitch billionaire white dude, he doesn't care about anybody, including his own maggots. Exactly. The only thing I am is white. Along that, not able-bodied, not rich, not wealthy. Oh, jeez. Yeah, exactly. He is the Antichrist. Like, yeah, that song by the Sex Pistols. Anarchy in the UK. Well, how about anarchy in the USA? Oh, dear. Exactly. That's why he's a pedophile. It's disgusting looking at, young girls. And then what he said about some girl, that famous thing on the escalator, the girl was going up on a 10-year-old girl. Well, I'll be dating her in 10 years. that's a nasty pedophile thing to say. Him and all those other ones, Epstein, all pedos. All disgusting pieces of shit. Yeah. Because they're, child rapists. Because I think it's anybody under 18 cannot consent to sex with an adult. Yeah. Like he rates women like we're nothing but pieces of meat or something. You can do whatever. Like that famous expression he used. He said, I moved on her like a bitch. Oh my God. He's a misogynistic moron. Who the hell would want to have sex with that ugly bastard? Ew. Ew. It makes me want to throw up thinking about it. Ugh. Gotta get that out of my mind. Yeah, exactly. What normal man says that? I moved on her like a bitch. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Yep, he's ruining this country. I don't know how long it's going to take to come back from this, Yeah, hopefully next time they won't miss. Yeah, I don't blame you. Sorry, not sorry either. Maybe because that was a setup. That was a fake, attempt. That was a total setup. Because whoever gets in next has got a hell of a mess to clean up. And look at repairing our relationships with other countries. Oof, that's going to take a long damn time. Yeah, because that was a setup. That wasn't. I think that was ketchup, not blood. Yeah, exactly. Cringe. And I bet you had like a little packet of ketchup from McDonald's or something. Pretending it's blood. And he doesn't care about this country. He's the biggest fucking narcissist in the world. Anybody who supports Trump is a moron. I don't like Trump bootlickers. Yeah. Prideful, right? Yeah. Yeah, prideful assholes is right. Exactly. So true. Yeah, there's so many assholes. It's like too many of them. Ah, my hand. I think I'm going to end this pretty soon. I said that before, but for real. My hands are getting tired. I'm getting kind of hungry. Exactly. Yeah, the ice is the 21st century Gestapo. Well, I hope your day goes well too, MZR, and I'm glad I could be here for you to listen. That's what I'm here for too, an ear to listen. Well, both ears, rather. And, right. We're real Americans. We're real patriots, not those MAGA assholes. I hope so too, Veganic Tomato. Thank you. Yep. Well, I stand for liberty too. I think France wants the Statue of Liberty back. I don't blame them. Exactly. Yep. I'm glad I could be here to hear hear you talk and everything. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully, I hope my channel does help people out too. Because I'm not a selfish person. Because I care more about others' lives than my own stomach. And I have empathy for people. It's just like you can be for animal rights and human rights. It doesn't matter. Yep. I'm glad my dad's not around. I mean, he was a World War II veteran. Not a loser like asshole Trump. Shitler, rather. Shitler. Yeah, because we fought against having a king. We didn't want to have a king. No kings. No KKK. No fascist USA. That's what one of my signs said when I went to one of those rallies. Oh, Veganic Tomato, I'm glad you love this channel. Yeah, it is. It's a safe space for us. Can talk about whatever. Get stuff off your mind and off your chest. No judging here. Not one bit. That's what I want it to be, a safe space. Have some laughs too about the ant and the butt crack. That cracked me up. It's just. Oh, my bandana is shifting. I just don't like my hair. I do my own haircuts. But I just like, when I go out, I wear a hat, so it helps with the sun. I have to wear sunglasses, even if it's partly cloudy out. Still, my eyes are more sensitive. I think maybe, I don't know if I'm becoming a vampire. But really, I think it's because of the surgery I had in my eyes years ago. That laser surgery. Ever since then, it's been kind of messed up. See, I have to wear glasses now to read, but before I needed to wear them for everything but reading for many, many years. Yeah, I just trim it myself because I can't. Going to a place to get my hair cut is a luxury in my book. It's something I don't need. Sometimes I thought about shaving it all off. Maybe it might grow back thicker. I don't know. Because I have thin hair. I used to have thicker hair when I was younger. It used to be really blonde when I was a kid. A nice blonde hair. I used to be in a braid or two braids. I forgot what I don't remember when the last time was I went to a Supercuts. No, Supercuts or a cutting crew. No, it was a cutting crew. The last place I went, like certain days it was $12 for a haircut. Oh, well, yeah. I found a little picture of myself that was with my mom's stuff in her wallet. I was in grammar school. I could show you a baby picture because it was in something we did in Eli Whitney in printing class. We brought in our baby pictures and it was part of this little booklet. So I could show you a baby picture. I could show you a picture when I was in grammar school, and I can show you a picture when I was in high school. I'll do that today. So just check my community post later. I'll show some pictures of baby, grammar school, and high school. Yeah, it's fun posting on there stuff. Posting stuff on there. I have that booklet somewhere that it was printed. I kept it from high school. Well, yeah, if it's, if you find something you want to post that doesn't induce anxiety, Yeah. Oh, quite a while back, I did a short of my actual shorts, the kind you wear to be funny, being literal, short of my shorts. I think I'm going to end this. I think I forgot how many pairs I laid them on the end of the bed and took a short of it. I think one of them is a pair of my Avenged Sevenfold shorts that I have. I think it's because they're short, and time-wise, they're short. Well, have a nice day too, MZR. It's good chatting. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I got into them through an ex of mine several years ago. So it was funny that was when I was going through my little cougar period. And this particular ex liked older women. I don't know how you can make a longer short. Mine are only like 15 seconds, the ones I do. I don't know how you can change that. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. That was several years ago. And he since progressed to even older women, because I was 47 at the time, and he was like 20 something. But I think now he's in his 30s, and I'm not sure, because I totally got rid of him out of my contacts because he turned out to be a Trump supporter. So anyway, now he's into like 70-year-olds. Yeah, to be honest, he had a grandma fetish, I think. Yeah, I got rid of a couple of exes, deleted them from my content. My contacts, I mean, because they're both turned out to be assholes. The other one, the last one I got rid of, that was last year. No, it was this year, actually. He had called me out of the blue, and the conversation was going all right, but then when he asked me who I voted for, then that's when this, it came out that he was a Trumper, and I finally hung up on him because I was almost yelling at him. Because he actually had the nerve to say that people, now I'm only using the word he used, I don't like to use it, but he said, and this is a Nazi thing to say in my book, he said that retarded people are a drain on society and shouldn't be allowed to exist. I don't know what I yelled at him, and then I hung up and I deleted him from my contacts. Yeah, it's like, in hindsight, it's like, what the hell was I thinking? Because he had been in prison, and when I met him, he was out on parole, and he violated his parole shortly after we had met. It was on a phone chat line because I didn't know. I don't go to bars to meet people, and I didn't know what to do back then. And he blamed his parole officer, but it was both are at fault, mostly on him. And the second time he went back in, because there was a company called Securus to, the phone. You had to put money on a phone account so that he could call me, because I can't call into there to talk. And I figured out both times he had gone back in, it was his fault. Anyway, in hindsight, I was like, I was such an idiot. I could kick myself in the ass if I could reach it. But, so I added up, because I kept track of how much I spent each time I put money on the account, right? And between both times, I'm being totally honest here, it was about $2,000. I could have had that $2,000 in a bank account instead. I'm like, damn, I don't know what the hell I was thinking back then, but I'm glad I got rid of that piece of crap. That's why I'm staying. I'd rather stay single, not looking to find anybody, because they would have to be vegan, and these two weren't. So it's like, I'm glad I got rid of them. Good riddance to bad rubbish. And I'd go visit him. He let me use his car the first time he went back in, because he had his mother pay for the insurance and all that crap. But to think, all the gas money I put into that car, among other, and there's other issues too, other things that, well, the last one, he moved down to Virginia a couple years ago or so. So I don't know what the hell he's doing down there. I don't care anyway. The other one's in Minnesota the last time I knew, so F them both, and just, I can buy myself flowers. I do that all the time, because that last one was so cheap. He said he wouldn't buy flowers because they're only gonna die anyway. Oh, cheap bastard. Oh, you're in Minnesota? Yeah, I think the other one, the younger one, is in Minnesota. I don't know. I don't even know where in Minnesota he lives anyway. But that the younger one's in Minnesota, the other old fart is in Virginia, because he's a few years older than me, and because our birthdays were close together, it was his idea to celebrate them on the same day. It's like, thinking to myself, what a cheap son of a bitch. But anyway, that's all in the past, but I laugh about it now. It's like, what the fuck I was thinking. Oh, I'm sure it must be. Oof. Never been there, so I don't know. Oh, I did say I was going to end this, didn't I? I keep going on and on and on and on. I always find something more to yak about here. But I guess I really should end this. It's been a little over 2.5 hours. Tampon Tim, that's funny. We have Ned Lamont as our governor here. Yeah, Schindler's a coward. That's because Schindler's a coward and a bully. And nobody wants to go near him with that dirty, smelly diaper. I've seen shorts where people are like reacting to how he must stink. So, well, I guess I will end this for real right now because I'm going to go have some lunch. I have to eat something because I have to take my pills, my diabetic pills, my metformin. So, I appreciate everybody that showed up here. Well, you have a good day too, MZR. And it was great talking here, you know. That's why, like I said, I want my channel to be a cool, safe place for vegans to hang out. So, everybody that was here, take care. I appreciate all of you. And love you all. And may the force be with you. Until next time. Adios. Toodles. Toodles. Noodles.